How did Tyrese's wrist come through? See if Philly's obviously out there, and then he's obviously got a wrap on it.
Yeah, it's a little sore, but he's gonna be okay. He'll play.
The ending of the game became a lot of a story after Game 2, but you guys were in fact down 20 in the second half. What's some stuff you guys looked at that you need to do better going into Game 3?
Rebounding, big thing. We got to do better against their pressure. And obviously Mitchell's a big concern, and it sounds like all their guys are going to play in Game 3. That's what we're hearing. So we got to be prepared for that. So, in a playoff series, there's always a lot going on. There's a lot we got to be ready for.
After the game, Kenny Atkinson again talked about physicality. You mentioned you guys grabbing a lot. Did you see that? What are your comments on that?
Well, I mean, in 2 games, we've been called for 9 more fouls than them, and they've shot 9 more free throws than us. So it doesn't add up. So look, we're not expecting any gifts from the referees. I don't think we got any. In either of the first 2 games, I know they disagreed with some calls. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. So we've just got to do our very best to maintain the kind of edge you got to have headed into a third game when you've won a couple.
Rick, you've been around the league for a long time. Have you been around a group of guys that have the will to come back with all these deficits and find a way to get it done?
We got a resilient group of guys that play hard. I don't want to go backwards and talk about things that have already happened. Those things are history now. A lot of these situations have strengthened the resolve of this team, but it's been over the entire season. And so, you got to summon up every resource you have this time of year. And one of the things is one of the big challenges is to maintain a high level of edge, focus, all those kinds of things, urgency, you name it. So that's going to be our main goal tomorrow. And again, with full expectation that we're going to see some guys that we haven't seen.
You guys talk a lot after Game 2 about just the positives and the wear-down effect that you guys have, your ability to wear teams down. Obviously, a lot of that, we've talked a lot about the depth aspect. I mean, what all do you think makes this group good at wearing things down in a team that's better conditioner?
Well, both teams are very deep. And certainly Cleveland playing 10, 11 guys consistently most of the season wore down a lot of their opponents. Look, both teams are deep. You want to take advantage of all the guys that you have. You want to keep energy in the game. It's going to make it hard. You just got to keep trying to make it hard.
Any thoughts about just in the first series with the Bucks? You talked a lot about the fan support. How critical were they going to be this weekend to help you guys out against the Cavs?
I mean, Cleveland's building was so loud. It was so loud, and so we need our fans to bring every last ounce of energy and noise and everything that they have. Because each game going forward is going to be a monumental challenge, and their support has meant a lot to us this year, and it's important right now.
Great, but still able to deliver for this team. What do you appreciate the most about what you're seeing from your star players, especially this series?
I mean, everybody's got to elevate their game this time of year. It starts with your best players, and Tyrese and Pascal and Miles, and it's got to funnel down to everybody. So, but things that have already happened, they're in the books. We've got to focus on what's to happen next, which is another opportunity to compete tomorrow.
What's different about this bench and the way it functions this year, especially as the playoffs? You guys had kind of a more steady, full group of guys who were playing all the time this year. Sometimes Ben plays, sometimes Jared plays. It functions a little bit different. What's it been like to operate with these guys?
I mean, just got to figure it out. Some guys are in there, like you said, some guys aren't. Some guys interchange, and you just got to be a professional. And the guys that are in there, you got to got to play, and you got to play to exhaustion, and that's what we're trying to do.
What's the pressure about how Ben and Jarris in particular have handled that? I mean, they've been going to a lot of games not knowing exactly what their role is going to be. What's the pressure about how those guys are taking on the roles?
Just being professionals about it. Whenever their number's called, they're ready, and they come in and they're effective. So, they put in the work, especially like today, and it translates. So, super happy for them, but not surprised.
Cleveland
It's been up 2-0 right now in this series. You've been around for a long time. You know it's far from over. What is like the message among the teammates right now going into this game on Friday?
I think you said it. It's far from over. It's a really big game coming up, and we have to go into it like a 0-0, and we have to be extremely hungry. We know we're going to get their best punch, and we have to punch back.
Cleveland shot it so well all season, under 30% from three in both these games. Do you think that's something you guys have done well? Is it just them missing? Where do you see that?
I mean, I think it's a little of both. We're trying to make things difficult. And, one could argue they didn't shoot it well in the first game. But it's just about making things difficult for them. You're not going to shut them down completely. They're such a high-powered offense, and they're so well coached. It's just about making the guy across from you work as hard as possible.
Ty and Miles both talked a lot about the value of the wear-down effect, the term they use. You guys are blood kind of working with that. How much do you take pride in that as a bench? Because a part of that is bringing depth and bringing energy when those folks are off the floor.
I think it just, like I keep saying, just playing to exhaustion. That tires other guys out, and in our depth, if all of us are able to do that, it's hard to play against us for 48 minutes. And we press all year to get ready for a series like this in the playoffs. So we just got to continue to play extremely hard on both ends of the floor.
What's it like just being a part of an 11-man rotation? This isn't typical in a playoff. We don't tend to see it shrink. What's it like to see it kind of expand, basically? And how do you think that's changed the dynamic of this series so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a testament to the guys we have here that Rick trusts them, especially in the playoffs. And it's about taking pride in just doing your job. If you're playing for 2 minutes, 28 minutes, 15 minutes, just do your job and do it at a high level and play for the 4 other guys out there with you.
Is there the fact that you guys have had these crazy comebacks? I know you got to move on to the next game, but what does that do for you guys as a team mentally, knowing when you may be down, you're still possibly to win these games for what you've done in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I think it shows the character we have here, that we played the full 48 and beyond if it goes to overtime. But like we said, once that buzzer sounds and the game's over, you can be happy in the moment, but we have to move on, and we are moving on. We're getting ready for tomorrow.
You observed many times Tyrese and what he's been able to do, but particularly what he did in game 2. What does it say about him and just the person he is and what his impact on the floor for you guys?
Special player. I don't know if I could put it any better. He is so important to what we do. The way he commands double teams coming out, pick and rolls, they're face guarding him, and he's finding ways to be effective and being effective at a high level.